50 Life Lessons from Elizabeth Gilbert. Personify your demons and angels. Ask them what they want. Ask fear what it wants to be known. Let it speak, then turn to wisdom or love and ask them to share what they know. You will be surprised by what you know deep down. Have this conversation on paper to solidify it, get it out of your head, and slow your mind down if you like. Do this when feeling sadness, anger, fear, boredom, or anxiety. All pain and suffering can be an opportunity for spiritual growth, but it needs your participation. Catharsis doesn't just happen automatically, just because something painful happened to you. Transformation only happens with your effort. If you are in a moment of chaos, lay on the floor and look at the ceiling, because it's the only place in your house that's never cluttered. If you need one, you officially have a permission slip allowing you to be who you are. Many people will have to almost die before they will change their life. They wait until the alternative is literally unsurvivable. Boredom is a cover for anxiety. If you think you're enlightened, go home and spend Thanksgiving with your family. Home is wherever you love in this world more than yourself, because there is where ego doesn't abide. Success is just as disorienting as failure. They are two extremes of the same continuum. If you can find something to do that the work itself is the reward, you will be liberated from the hurricanes of outcome. Things can't always be solved. Achieving perfect balance and maintaining it is unrealistic and unfair to expect from yourself or anyone. The balancing act is in going back and forth. Too far in this direction, then too far in the opposite direction. The balance is in fact the act of being unbalanced and still living your life. Success is someone who is at peace with their own mind, a mind comfortable in its own presence. The quality of your life will only be 100% determined by the quality and nature of your thoughts and feelings. If you have an amazing house but a voice in your head that tells you you're worthless, you will be miserable. So cultivate the kindest and friendliest mind that you can for yourself. Wrap your most vicious thoughts in love. Let them know you love them and they will always have a home with you. They'll probably calm right down. Wisdom is not resisting what wants to happen next in the world, and instead honoring it. It's the gentlest path through life on life's terms. Trying to impose yourself on life's will, be it with your ego, will, anger, or desires, will only result in life correcting you painfully. There are 3 types of people. First are the people who will never learn wisdom, who will never give up their way to work with life on life's terms. Then there are people who learn from their mistakes, and finally those genius people who can learn from the mistakes of others. The cultural belief that you can have anything you want if you work hard enough is in fact not true. We are all adults here and can admit that. It's not the world's job to take care of you. It's your job to take care of you. Magic is knowing what wants to happen next in the world and having the wisdom to be a channel through which what wants to happen next can happen. The world's only job is to change. Instantaneous bliss dissolves instantaneously. You get a taste of what bliss can be like, and then you get to do the work. We may not all be in the same boat, but we are all in the same storm. People across society experience things differently, but no one is spared the storm. It can take a couple of hours to get your mind, emotions, and spirit on track every day, which is your only real job and main responsibility. Practice emotional autonomy in relationships. People can do things that result in you being in a lot of pain, but the pain you feel predates them. Something they did simply triggered that pain, but the pain is yours, not theirs. You've got yourself. They are not in charge of your feelings. Although, if the relationship is going to continue and be nurturing for you, they need to know and understand that trigger so that they can treat you lovingly around it. This doesn't mean that you don't need anyone, just that you are your primary caretaker. A broken heart is when you put your spiritual well-being in the hands of someone else. If you give your love but not your spirit, the relationship can end and it can hurt, but your heart doesn't break because your spirit stays where it belongs, which is in your sacred care. Once you've made your heart a really safe, kind, forgiving place for you, it can also be that for others. Despite feeling guilty, go find the thing that makes you happy over the thing that you're supposed to do, but makes you feel like a corpse. There are two pathways to a life of creativity: the path of a clear, burning passion and the path of curiosity. The path of curiosity asks you a series of gentle questions throughout your life, and you follow even the smallest interest, no matter how random, giving you an interesting and truly inspired life. Ideas want to be expressed, and they want to be expressed through you. Make something so you don't destroy yourself. The thing that feels like freedom can change over time. It can turn into a prison or just finish its use. People come into our lives for a reason and a season. When that reason or season is over, you move on. Some ways to know that it's time to move on is that you start to be in pain, sickness, depression, resentfulness. Something will feel wrong in the body, spirit, and heart. Listen to this. It means you're on the wrong track. It means that there is something wrong with the situation you're in and you need to leave. Give up being responsible and respectable to follow your curiosities. The most important words you can learn to use are, "This is not working for me." Be kind to yourself. When you make a mistake, look back at yourself and say, "Good guess. Nice try." Then try something new. See yourself as a lovable toddler, a child doing their best, who inevitably makes mistakes, and love yourself through that. It takes a really long time to navigate a person. 50 years into life in her body, she's still learning how to manage a Liz Gilbert. It's not as scary to leave relationships when you know how to make yourself feel warm, safe, and loved. Universal human compassion that doesn't include yourself isn't universal. Withholding kindness from yourself is weirdly narcissistic. Thinking that you are the only one who doesn't deserve this universal kindness. It's your ego telling you that everyone deserves grace and forgiveness but you. Just let yourself off the hook, because you are human too. Often, people don't need your sage advice to get out of the darkness. They just need someone to be with them and see them while they're in that dark place. The most courageous moment in creating something is when you get past the initial excitement and are disgusted by yourself and what you created. But forgiving yourself for not being as good as you want to be and choosing to keep going, that's the moment of courage. You start with a high, then a crash, then you choose to keep going anyways. One word can transform anything in your life. Interesting. The loss, tragedy, and depression that seems so horrible can inspire you to be so creative with your life if you perceive them as interesting events that challenge you to show up in new ways, that excite you because you get to live in a whole new timeline. Whatever else the situation is, it can also be interesting. The truth has legs. It will be the only thing left standing at the end of the day. And since that's where we're gonna end up, why not start with it? If the goal of meditation is silencing of the mind, that wordless oneness, then you can get to that goal of meditation through other ways, like creativity and art. She quotes the great T.S. Eliot saying, "Wait without hope, for hope would be hope for the wrong thing. Wait without love, for love would be love of the wrong thing. There is yet faith, but the faith and the love and the hope are all in the waiting. Wait without thought, for you are not ready for thought."